Welcome back, everybody. We are diving deep today into cash flow management. Keeping a healthy cash flow is like the lifeblood of any business, especially for, companies out there trying to grow. But we're going to go a little beyond the basics today.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking at a cash flow management study guide. We've got some recent articles on common cash flow problem solutions and some unique insights from Business Solutions 360. And this is all from October 2023. So pretty recent stuff. Get ready to level up that cash flow game.
I think it's true that a lot of business owners, they kind of have a general understanding of cash flow. But what we see often are these like missed opportunities and sometimes even hidden risks.
Ooh, hidden risks. Okay.
Yeah, lurking beneath the surface.
Okay, so let's start by really looking at, why cash flow is so vital. Now, we've all heard the lifeblood analogy, but how would you explain that to someone who maybe is struggling to grasp its importance?
That's a good question. I always think about it like this. Imagine you're trying to run a marathon, right? Without proper hydration. You might have all the training and potential in the world, but without that steady flow of fuel, you simply won't reach the finish line. Cash flow is like that fuel for your business.
I like that analogy. Okay, so it's more than just about having money in the bank.
For sure, yeah. It's about the timing and the availability of those funds to meet your obligations, invest in growth, and navigate all of those inevitable bumps in the road.
Speaking of bumps in the road, our sources point to like irregular income streams as a major challenge. So let's say you're that retail store we've talked about before. You're riding high on all that holiday sale money coming in. What happens when January rolls around and, the post-holiday slump hits?
Well, that's when, having a deep understanding of your operating cash flow ratio is really crucial.
Operating cash flow ratio, okay.
Yeah, it tells you how efficiently your business is generating cash from its core operations. And if that ratio is weak, a seasonal dip like that could really spell disaster.
Oh, wow. That's a metric I haven't heard before. So how can our listener calculate that? How do we get to that number?
Oh, it's actually pretty straightforward. You take your operating cash flow, and that can be found on your company's cash flow statement, and you divide that by your current liabilities.
Okay.
And that will give you a really clear picture of whether or not your core operations are generating enough cash to cover your short-term obligations.
So it's like getting a financial x-ray to see the underlying health of your business.
I like it. And speaking of things that can impact that health, let's talk about the dreaded L word, late payments. Everybody hates it, but it happens.
Yeah, late payments are a real pain point for businesses. And it's not even just about the financial strain. I think the mental and emotional toll of just constantly chasing invoices can be incredibly draining. For sure, and all of our sources really agree on that one. It's interesting, though, because while preventing late payments is ideal, sometimes it's unavoidable. So what strategies can businesses use to kind of mitigate the risk when they're working with new clients?
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
I think that's where due diligence comes in. Consider implementing credit checks for new customers, especially for, larger contracts. It'll give you a better sense of their financial stability and their payment history.
That makes sense. It's like a financial background check.
Exactly. Another option is factoring invoices.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard of that?
I have heard of that. I don't know a ton about it, though.
So essentially what it is selling your outstanding invoices to a third-party company at a slight discount.
Mhm.
So you get paid faster, and they take on the responsibility of collecting that full amount.
Ah, I see. So it's a trade-off. A bit less profit in exchange for, improved cash flow and peace of mind. I can see how that would be appealing for some businesses. Now let's move on to the unpredictable. Those surprise expenses that seem to just pop up at the worst possible time.
Right. Think of it like this. You're sailing along, everything's smooth, and then suddenly you hit a rogue wave.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that.
Nobody does. But it's those unexpected equipment failures, a sudden jump in material costs, or even a legal issue that can throw your carefully crafted budget completely off course.
Wow. And it really is amazing how quickly things can change, especially in today's dynamic business environment. Our cash flow management study guide mentions inflation as one of those sneaky culprits that can erode your buying power over time.
It really is. It's like a silent thief just chipping away at your profit margins.
Yeah, you don't really notice it at first.
Exactly. It's just a price increase here, a surcharge there.
Yeah.
Might seem small in the moment, but it can really add up to a significant drain on your cash flow if you're not paying attention.
Which is why having that solid cash reserve is so crucial, right?
Yeah, I think about a healthy cash reserve as like your financial anchor in a storm.
Hmm.
It gives you the stability and the flexibility to weather those unexpected challenges without having to make rash decisions or resort to high interest debt.
I love that analogy. But building a cash reserve, I mean, it takes discipline, it takes planning. What are some practical tips that our listeners can implement to start building that financial safety net?
Sure. Well, it starts with making that conscious decision to prioritize saving,
Hmm.
even if it's just a small amount each month. Treat it like a non-negotiable expense.
So instead of viewing it as like leftover money, make it a line item in your budget.
Exactly. Another strategy is to automate transfers to your savings account. It takes the temptation out of the equation, and it ensures that you're making consistent progress towards your goal.
Love that tip. It's like setting your savings on autopilot. Now let's talk about optimizing the cash that you already have. All of our sources emphasize the importance of negotiating those favorable payment terms with both clients and suppliers.
It's a little bit of a dance of give and take. With clients, aim for shorter payment terms, perhaps offering a small discount for early payments.
Okay.
And then with suppliers, explore options for extended payment terms.
This actually brings us to a concept that's mentioned in the Cash Flow Problems article. It's 210 net 30. What does that mean and how can it actually impact cash flow?
So 210 net 30 is a common payment term. It essentially offers a 2% discount if the invoice is paid within 10 days. Otherwise, the full amount is due within 30 days. And, by strategically using these terms, you can incentivize those early payments and speed up your cash inflow.
So it's like a win-win. Your clients get a discount, you improve your cash flow. Now, what about leveraging technology? I'm fascinated by how much financial management software has evolved in recent years.
Oh, it's amazing. Technology can really be a game changer for cash flow management.
Totally.
We're talking about software that can track your income and expenses in real time. It generates these detailed reports and can even forecast potential cash flow gaps before they even arise.
It's like having a virtual CFO at your fingertips.
Exactly. Some platforms can even automate tasks like invoicing and payment reminders, freeing up your time to really focus on running your business.
Now, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on lines of credit. They seem to be a pretty popular solution for those short-term cash flow challenges, but our sources also caution against relying on them too heavily. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, a line of credit can be a very valuable tool when it's used strategically. However, I've seen a lot of businesses fall into the trap of using it as a crutch, rather than addressing those underlying causes of their cash flow problems.
So it's important to have a very clear understanding of why you need a line of credit and, more importantly, a plan for paying it back.
Absolutely. It's all about that responsible debt management and making sure that you're not just, kicking the can down the road.
Right, right. Now, speaking of guidance, let's talk about Business Solutions 360. All of our sources mention them as like a go-to resource for businesses struggling with cash flow. What makes them so special? What sets them apart?
Well, Business Solutions 360, headed by Carol Wilson, really specializes in helping businesses, like yours, achieve financial stability and growth.
Hmm.
They take a very personalized approach.
Mm.
They recognize that, no two businesses are the
It's
same.
not one size fits all.
Exactly.
They're like financial detectives,
Ugh.
uncovering those hidden cash flow challenges and crafting those tailored solutions.
That's a great way to put it. What's interesting is that they don't just focus on the numbers.
Oh,
They also consider the human element, understanding that financial stress can impact every aspect of your business, even your personal life.
yeah, I can see that. So they're really taking a very holistic approach, recognizing that financial health is about more than just the bottom line.
Exactly. And they work so closely with business owners to develop strategies that are both practical and sustainable, helping them build confidence and peace of mind when it comes to their finances.
Wow, that's a powerful combination. Expert financial guidance coupled with that emotional support. Now let's shift gears and talk about something all of our sources emphasize, and that's the importance of forecasting.
Yes.
What are the benefits of having that solid financial forecast? And are there different approaches businesses can take?
Think of a financial forecast as like your roadmap to cash flow mastery.
Okay, I like that.
It really allows you to anticipate potential challenges, seize opportunities, make informed decisions about investments, hiring, even your pricing strategies.
So it's like having a financial GPS, helping you navigate the road ahead and avoid those unexpected detours.
Exactly, yeah. And there are, various forecasting methods, each with its own level of complexity. You've got your simple projections based on historical data, that could be suitable for businesses with fairly stable income streams. But, for businesses with more, dynamic or seasonal variations, a more sophisticated approach, like scenario planning, might be necessary.
So with scenario planning, you're essentially creating different, like, what if scenarios, right? So, like, what if sales are 10% higher than expected? Or what if, a major supplier raises their prices?
Yeah, exactly. It allows you to kind of play out those different possibilities and develop contingency plans,
Yeah.
making your business more agile and resilient in the face of uncertainty.
So it's like having a financial playbook ready to adapt to whatever challenges come your way. Now let's talk about something that can be a very valuable tool for navigating those challenges: lines of credit. Earlier, you mentioned the importance of using them strategically.
Yes,
Could you kind of elaborate on that a little bit more?
certainly. Um, you know, Lines of credit offer that readily available source of funds, which can be incredibly helpful for bridging those short-term gaps, or even taking advantage of unexpected opportunities. However, they should be approached with caution.
What are some of those common pitfalls that businesses should be aware of?
I think one of the biggest mistakes that I see is using a line of credit to cover recurring expenses
Yeah.
or operational inefficiencies.
Okay.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. Instead, you really want to focus on addressing the root cause of those cash flow challenges.
So it's essential to have a clear understanding of why you need a line of credit and a solid plan for repayment.
Absolutely, yeah. Another common pitfall is over-reliance on lines of credit. It can
Hmm.
create this false sense of security, and it can really lead to a cycle of debt that is really difficult to break free from.
It's like using a credit card for everyday purchases. It might seem convenient in the moment, but those interest charges, they can add up really, really quickly.
Precisely. Remember, a line of credit is a tool. It's not a solution. Use it wisely and strategically to support your business growth, not to hinder it.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've uncovered so many practical strategies and valuable insights.
And fun?
It has. I especially appreciate your emphasis on taking that proactive approach to cash flow management.
Proactivity is key.
It is.
By closely monitoring your cash flow, implementing sound financial practices, and seeking expert guidance when needed, you can really position your business for long-term success.
Absolutely. And speaking of expert guidance, Carol Wilson and Business Solutions 360 seem to have a very unique approach to helping businesses overcome cash flow challenges.
They really do. What sets them apart is their commitment to understanding the individual needs of each business. They don't believe in cookie-cutter solutions.
Oh, good.
They take the time to really dig deep and develop a customized plan that aligns with your specific goals and challenges.
It's like having a financial partner who's invested in your success, not just a consultant offering generic advice.
Exactly, yeah. They recognize that financial management can be overwhelming, especially for busy entrepreneurs. And they provide that much-needed support and guidance, helping you navigate those complexities of cash flow and build a really solid foundation for sustainable growth.
It's inspiring to hear that there are resources like Business Solutions 360 out there, dedicated to empowering businesses to take control of their financial destiny.
It is. They believe that financial literacy and empowerment are essential for every business owner, regardless of their size or industry.
This conversation has really given our listeners a lot to consider. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more thing: mindset.
Ooh, that's an important one.
It is.
Cash flow management isn't just about the numbers. It's also about adopting the right mindset.
What are some of those key mindset shifts that can help entrepreneurs improve their cash flow?
Well, it starts with moving away from that reactive approach to a more proactive one. Don't wait for the problems to arise before taking action. Instead, anticipate those challenges. Develop contingency plans. Be prepared to adapt to changing circumstances.
So it's about being the captain of your financial ship, not just a passenger reacting to the waves.
Exactly. And another important mindset shift is embracing the power of delegation. You don't have to do everything yourself. Consider outsourcing tasks like bookkeeping or invoicing to really free up your time and mental energy for strategic decision-making.
It's about building a team, either internally or externally, that supports your financial goals.
Absolutely. And finally, cultivate a mindset of continuous learning.
Right.
The financial landscape is constantly evolving. So stay curious, seek out new knowledge, be open to adapting your strategies as needed.
It's about viewing financial management as an ongoing journey, not a destination.
Precisely. Embrace the challenges, celebrate those successes, and remember, every step that you take towards improving your cash flow is a step towards building a stronger, more resilient business.
This has been an incredibly enlightening conversation.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine.
But before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
I love it. Lay it on me.
What one small change could you make today to improve your business's cash flow? It doesn't have to be a massive overhaul. Maybe it's setting up those automatic payment reminders, reviewing your pricing strategy, or even just committing to tracking your expenses more diligently.
That's a powerful challenge.
It is.
Remember, even small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to go it alone. There are resources out there, experts, a whole community of entrepreneurs who face similar challenges and come out stronger on the other side.
So embrace the power of cash flow management and make those financial dreams a reality.
Until next time, happy diving.
What's interesting is they really go beyond just looking at, the financial statements, and they really try to understand you as a business owner.
That's really important.
Yeah, and they work closely with you to develop strategies that are not only practical, but
Mhm.
sustainable. Help you build that confidence and peace of mind when it comes to finances.
Which we all need more of. Now, let's shift gears a little bit and talk about something that all of our sources emphasize, and that is the importance of forecasting.
Ah, yes.
What are the benefits of having a solid financial forecast, and are there different approaches that businesses can take? I mean, I know a little bit about it, but...
Sure. Well, you can think of a financial forecast as like your roadmap
Oh, okay.
to cash flow mastery.
Okay, roadmap. I like it.
Yeah, it allows you to really anticipate those potential challenges, seize opportunities, and make those informed decisions about investments, hiring, even pricing strategies.
Wow. So it's like having a financial GPS, helping you navigate the road ahead, avoid those unexpected detours.
Exactly, yeah. And there are various forecasting methods, each with its own level of complexity. You've got, simple projections based on historical data, right? That can be suitable for businesses with relatively stable income streams. But, for businesses with more, dynamic or seasonal variations, a more sophisticated approach like scenario planning might be necessary.
So with scenario planning, you're essentially creating different, like, what if scenarios.
Exactly.
For example, what if sales are 10% higher than expected? Or what if a major supplier suddenly raises their prices?
Exactly, yeah. It allows you to kind of play out those different possibilities and develop, contingency plans,
Yeah.
making your business more agile and resilient when facing uncertainty.
It's like having that financial playbook ready to adapt to whatever challenges come your way. Now, let's talk about something that can be a very valuable tool when navigating these challenges: lines of credit.
hmm
Earlier, you mentioned the importance of using them strategically. Could you elaborate on that a bit more?
Yeah, for sure. So lines of credit offer that readily available source of funds, which can be incredibly helpful for bridging those short-term gaps
Sure.
or even taking advantage of unexpected opportunities. However, they should be approached with caution.
For sure. Yeah. What are some common pitfalls that businesses should be aware of?
Well, one of the biggest mistakes that I see is using a line of credit to cover those recurring expenses
Okay.
or operational inefficiencies.
Interesting.
It's like putting a Band-Aid on a broken bone. Instead, you really want to focus on addressing those root causes of your cash flow challenges.
So it's essential to have a really clear understanding of why you need a line of credit in the first place and a solid plan for repayment.
Absolutely.
Right.
Another common pitfall is over-reliance on those lines of credit.
Okay.
It can create this false sense of security,
Right.
and it can really lead to a cycle of debt that is very difficult to break free from.
It's like using a credit card for like those everyday purchases. It might seem convenient in the moment, but those interest charges can add up really quickly.
Exactly. And remember, a line of credit is a tool. It's not a solution.
Right.
Use it wisely and strategically to support your business growth, not to hinder it.
I love that. This deep dive has been so insightful. We've uncovered so many practical strategies and valuable insight.
Oh, it's been fun.
It has been fun. I especially appreciate your emphasis on taking a proactive approach to cash flow management.
Oh, proactivity is key.
Eh,
By closely monitoring your cash flow, implementing those sound financial practices, and seeking expert guidance when needed, you can really position your business for long-term success.
Absolutely. And speaking of expert guidance, Carol Wilson and Business Solutions 360, they seem to have this really unique approach to helping businesses overcome their cash flow challenges.
They do, and what sets them apart, I think, is their commitment to understanding the individual needs of each business.
Okay, so it's personalized.
Exactly. It's not a cookie-cutter solution.
Yeah.
They really take the time to dig deep and develop that customized plan,
That
aligning with your specific goals and challenges.
So it's like having a financial partner who's really invested in your success, not just a consultant offering generic advice.
Exactly. And they really recognize that financial management can be overwhelming, especially for busy entrepreneurs. So they provide that much needed support and
I
guidance.
can see that.
Yeah, helping you navigate the complexities of cash flow and build a solid foundation for sustainable growth.
It's inspiring to hear that there are resources like Business Solutions 360 out there, dedicated to empowering businesses to take control of their financial destiny.
It is, yeah. They believe that financial literacy and empowerment are essential for every business owner, regardless of their size or industry.
This conversation has really given our listeners so much to consider.
I hope so.
But before we wrap up, I want to touch on one more thing: mindset.
Ah, yes, mindset.
It's so important.
It is. Cash flow management isn't just about the numbers. It's about adopting the right mindset.
So, what are some of those key mindset shifts that can help entrepreneurs improve their cash flow?
Well, it starts with moving away from that reactive approach, to a more proactive one.
Right.
Don't wait for problems to arise before taking action.
Be prepared.
Exactly. Anticipate those challenges. Develop those contingency plans and be prepared to adapt to those changing circumstances.
So, it's about being the captain of your financial ship, not just a passenger reacting to the waves.
Exactly. And another important mindset shift is embracing the power of delegation.
Okay.
You don't have to do everything yourselves.
Mm.
You know, consider outsourcing tasks like bookkeeping or invoicing
Mhm.
to really free up your time and energy for strategic decision making.
It's about building that team, either internally or externally, that supports your financial goals.
Absolutely. And finally, cultivate a mindset of continuous learning.
Okay.
The financial landscape is constantly evolving, so stay curious, seek out new knowledge, and be open to adapting your strategies as needed.
So, it's about viewing financial management as an ongoing journey, not a destination.
Precisely. Embrace those challenges, celebrate your successes, and remember that every step that you take towards improving your cash flow is a step towards building a stronger and more resilient business.
What a great point to end on. This
Yeah.
has been such an enlightening conversation.
The pleasure's been all mine.
But before we sign off, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought-provoking question.
I love it. Let's hear it.
What one small change could you make today to improve your business's cash flow? And it doesn't have to be this massive overhaul.
Right.
Maybe it's setting up those automatic payment reminders, reviewing your pricing strategy, or maybe even just committing to tracking your expenses more diligently.
That's a powerful challenge.
It is.
Remember that even small, consistent actions can lead to significant results over time.
Absolutely. And remember, you don't have to go it alone. There are resources, there are experts, there's a whole community of entrepreneurs out there who have faced similar challenges and have come out stronger on the other side.
So embrace the power of cash flow management and make those financial dreams a reality.
Until next time, happy diving.
Yeah, it's so encouraging to know that, even those small changes can make a big difference when it comes to cash flow. And what's great is a lot of these strategies we've talked about today, you can implement them right away.
Absolutely. Yeah. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or have this complex plan in place. Just taking that one small step today can really set you on the path to, greater financial stability and freedom.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, everything from, understanding those key metrics like the operating cash flow ratio to embracing, the power of technology and forecasting. But what really stood out to me is the importance of mindset.
Mindset is everything. Your mindset really shapes your actions. And when it comes to cash flow, having that proactive, resourceful, and adaptable mindset can be the difference between, just surviving and thriving. Yeah, it's about shifting from feeling overwhelmed and intimidated by those financial challenges to, you know, feeling empowered and confident in your ability to navigate them.
Exactly.
And remember, you're not alone in this journey. There are so many resources available to support you, everything from books and online courses to financial advisors and mentors.
And of course, we can't forget the incredible work that Carol Wilson and Business Solutions 360 are doing to help businesses unlock their financial potential.
Absolutely.
They're a shining example of how that combination of, expertise, passion, and a genuine desire to empower others can make a real impact in the world of business.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of cash flow, I want to leave you with a sense of hope and possibility. Cash flow mastery is within your reach. It starts with that one small step, that commitment to learning, growing, and taking action.
And as you navigate this journey, Remember to celebrate those wins,
Yeah.
no matter how big or small. Every invoice paid on time, every dollar saved, every simple financial goal you achieve. These are all milestones worth recognizing and celebrating.
It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset.
Yes.
Recognizing that you have the power to create a financially healthy and fulfilling business.
So keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep that cash flowing. The future of your business is bright.
Until next time, happy diving.